This is Mattastrophic music.
Hey, how's it going there, camper? It's nice to see you joining us at the fire tonight. There's a free log over here if you'd like to come and have a seat. Today we have a special episode, and that is because it's a holiday. It is 420! Thank you, Kelly.
Kelly brought the kazoo.
It's nice to be with you.
It is nice to be with you at the campfire today. After much struggle to get this fire built today.
Yeah. All we wanted to do was bring the listener a little holiday cheer, and we encountered all of that.
Yeah, we did. But we overcome the obstacles, and we think that today's special episode will put a twinkle in your eye and hopefully some good sounds in your ear as we get Mattastrophic.
And positively cosmic.
We're flying tonight without a safety net. We both mentioned to each other beforehand that we basically have the song titles in front of us and no notes, where usually we're prepared, having done, even for hard mode, have a fair amount of research going into it. Yeah. And I like that I don't have any of that because it makes me real nervous because it's not my typical wheelhouse. I like to have that information and all the stuff that my brain's been chewing on, over the past week or whatever for the stacks. Whereas this one, it's just like we drop them in each other's laps and we're like, enjoy, have a good time.
Right. April 20th, 420. I don't know. It means absolutely nothing to many people out there. But on the other side of that, for many people out there, it's, a time to celebrate their lifestyle, celebrating something that we think should be, like a right. But, I'm thinking about what you said earlier, and I got to get that out of my head right now.
Well, we had some discussions because we were trying to overcome some technical difficulties to get here, and in the process of that, I'm getting a little frustrated that we're perhaps at a point where things should be different across the country.
Yeah.
As you celebrate on this holiday, or do not celebrate, perhaps just take notice that there are those of us that live in places where it is still quite illegal to celebrate the holiday. So, not to be the big harsh bummer, I'm not going to get on any soapbox. I'm not going to rant or go on a diatribe. We're here to celebrate music. And, with that in mind, I think I got a pretty good F-stack.
I think we both have good F-stacks, and it's cool because they're, really very different from each other.
I think so, too.
For the listeners, we're kind of doing what we usually do in a way. We both brought our F-stacks, but we're not going to eliminate anything or, try to come up with the ultimate. We're just going to lay out both of our F-stacks and try to put it in an order that makes sense for a good 420 F-stack.
Absolutely, dude.
All right, so what do you want to do here? You want to just start going through our stacks one by one?
Sure. I am up for anything, my man. Let's do this.
Okay. All right, well, I'll go first, man. My first track on my 420 F-stack is The Offspring, Mota.
I'm so glad. I would have cheated had I used this because I kind of knew that we had both talked about this before in our Lost demo.
I was kind of hoping that you were going to pick this song, too.
I know, and I felt like I had a little internal debate going through it because I was like, it is one of the first songs that I think about because it's awesome. And I kind of felt like I was like, well, that's kind of a free song. It's kind of like I kind of got to get like a bonus really good jam because I was really looking forward to just mashing these two playlists together.
Yeah.
Like this one is the perfect jump right in and get the rush going.
Yeah, man. Or go ahead and tell us your number one.
My number one is Sweet Leaf by Black Sabbath.
It makes total sense, you know?
Right? And I came across this one after I'd already gotten into stoner metal and kind of like backtracked and was like, did you know Black Sabbath was pretty much invented the genre with this song? I remember the first time I heard it, I was just like, holy crap. This is exactly that. It's the perfect heavy metal stoner sludge celebration of the Sweet Leaf.
I like that you had you added that like the harder rock onto your stack. You know, it was nice.
You know, that wasn't always my taste either. I was more of like, the lighter, headier kind of experience, and definitely always like open-minded. But I do like heavy riff followed by like zippity doo-dahs, solos like.
Right. Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Well, speaking of zippity doo-dahs, your second pick.
Yeah, that's
right?
I picked this. Yep. My number 2 is Red Hot Chili Peppers' Eddie. And I picked this song. Okay, so we kind of wanted a theme for our lists today, our stacks, to be 420 themed. This song, technically, it has one reference to, the lyrics says, smoking the reefer. Yeah, that's why I put it on my stack. I felt like, okay, I can include this song. I
like the video you sent me that had the lyrics in it, had the clouds, like the pink with like sunset like vibe to it. I was like, that's an excellent lyric video. I'm a big fan of those.
But yeah, he says smoking the reefer, so made it eligible for my stack. Which is cool because I just went and saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers in concert.
Pretty excited that you included a Chili Pepper song because they're definitely 420 friendly, and also you just went to a concert that I wanted to ask you how it was. Was it pretty great to see?
And they played Eddie and it was awesome. Yeah, the whole set list was really killer. I thought it was like the ultimate set list. As far as them trying to fit in stuff from all different stages of the band. It was awesome, dude. I like the
way the solo pans back and forth.
Oh yeah.
And when I had my headphones on earlier, I was like, I haven't noticed that, or maybe I've forgotten it, and it kind of snuck up on me. I was like, whoa, that's a nice little kind of trippy effect when you don't expect it, especially. And I was like, oh, that's so Eddie Van Halen like.
Yeah, his solo is awesome. Well, multiple solos, I guess, in the song. They're all awesome, He's just like ripping it up. What's your number 2?
My number 2, Acid Raindrops by People Under the Stairs.
Yeah, I'd never heard this one before.
Ooh, what did you think?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah?
I like it, yeah.
I forget if I sent you one with lyrics. Was it a lyric video? Okay.
Yes.
The message behind the song makes it even better. I love the beat and the flow. Like once I sat down and like read what was being presented to me, I was like, wow.
Yeah, I liked it, man.
I was just trying to expose myself, especially now with my late stage hearing. I want to hear lots of things, kind of hear as much as I can. So I'm trying to focus on getting myself out of the genre mindset. Don't get me wrong, I can listen to stoner metal all day, but what am I missing out by listening to just stoner metal all day?
Right. I hear you. I do that exact same thing. I get stuck in a certain sound,
Yeah.
I liked that you included the hip hop,
This whole Mattastrophic thing is really pushing me, and I can't wait to check out jazz and stuff, just things that I've been meaning to do, and now I feel like I have even more reasoning behind it. Clock's ticking, and also this is a lot of fun to get on here and just whatever, even if it hit or miss with each other, we still get to talk about it, you know?
Yeah.
Right, 420.
My number 3 is Weezer, We Are All on Drugs.
I had never heard this before.
Really?
Yeah. I'm guessing, is this later stage Weezer?
It's from 2005, Make Believe.
You know what? Maybe I have heard this at some point and forgotten.
Yeah.
Because of the song title. With Weezer, it was almost like there was too much output. There was it felt like there was an album every 3 months. So to hear really new Weezer for the first time in a while, it's like, this is a great song. This is really just catchy, just Weezer, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I feel like my stack was just stereotypical to my personality, to myself.
This is the music you like and you listen to.
I feel like it's such an obvious stack, though, for people who know me. But yeah, man, Weezer, that's my jam. Offspring, Chili Peppers, Weezer. What was your number 3? Well, I know what your number 3 is. Your number 3 was Rush.
My number 3 was Rush. Passage to Bangkok. The Passion of
Passion
Bangkok.
for Bangkok.
Wow. That, is a fitting tribute to Rush, because they would absolutely appreciate that moment in time. I shared with you the live video from, I don't know, it might have been their last tour, R40.
That really enhanced the experience, watching the live video.
Yeah, I think the live version is a little better. Some of the, whoa boy, it is 420. We could be a little, I don't really love 2112. It just never really connected with me sonically. I would rank it pretty low if I was going to choose my top 10 Rush albums. I'm not sure it would make it, but I read an interview that Alex Lifeson gave, basically a travel log of all the best places you could get the best pot. I really always just appreciated it more once I was like, oh, that's what it's about. And then I listened to it and you hear it for a second time. Yeah. I was like, okay, I dig it now.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that, so I have to listen again knowing that.
Yeah, so this one was kind of like a sleeper in a sense, because like you said, it doesn't really outright mention it. In that same interview with Alex Lifeson, he talked about, and I'm not going to quote him because I don't know, when he would smoke, it would give him access to a creative spectrum. He would push himself in ways that maybe he wouldn't had he not smoked. But the detriment to that, you might have that access to that creativity, but the tools are kind of numbed by the actual effect of being high. It's not a perfect thing. It's more of an equivalent exchange of you're smoking and you're getting inspired, but it might not allow your performance to be the best. They stopped smoking before they went on stage, pretty early on in their career. I want to say their early 80s. They're basically running a musical marathon when they got on stage.
Right, yeah.
You can imagine you'd want to be kind of sharp. Some of the stuff that they do musically and sonically is crazy. Especially just the three of them. It blows my mind, how they pull that off.
Yeah, being high definitely affects your performance when you're playing live. Everybody solo.
Everybody solo. I am liking this free flow wavy gravy we got going on here. It makes it easier to go, hey, dude, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is by The Uninvited, and it's called Too High for the Supermarket.
I love this song, dude. I've never heard it before
you
today.
You never heard this? What?
No, I've never heard this before. If I have, again, it's one of those ones that I just listened to so much music that it's been lost.
Pardon my French, but holy shit!
I've had that exact experience. I'm never doing this again. Walking right out.
I feel like this is one of the greatest weed songs of all time.
It is. It was a journey, man, and I was there along for the ride, and it was great. It's not just a novelty song in that it's catchy musically. I mean, most novelty songs are catchy, but
yeah, good point.
more so.
It's not so generic.
Yeah, I would still enjoy this song regardless of what it was about because I like the music. But then it's like this like story about going to the store to buy some tuna fish and bread, and then
right. I love how at the end he's like at the register and he's like, "Okay, check me out." Oh, I forgot the tuna and the bread. He's got like the whole like laying down all these different snacks at the register. You know, he's got like ice cream and candy and chips, and yeah, been there.
I have been there as well.
Yeah, that was my number 4, so that's the end of my stack. Your number 4.
My number 4 is The Pot by Tool. Have you heard this song before?
Yeah, this song was on, I believe it was on the radio. So I've definitely heard it a bunch. Yeah, it was definitely on the radio.
I chose this one because I like that heavy Tool riff. Like, I mean, this sounds like if you're a Tool fan, you've heard this and you either like it or don't like it. But this isn't like a song that's gonna make non-Tool fans go, "Oh, hey, Tool. You know, maybe I like them now." And this particular one that I sent you was a video that I remember seeing back when this came out in the mid 2000s. Like this real trippy, like farmer snail weird odyssey. That's just like animation.
Oh wow!
I like it. Just adds to like the aura around the song, and it basically is just a song calling out hypocrites. You know, don't be one. It has to do with marijuana prohibition.
I'm not a big Tool fan, but I think this is like one of their I mean, it's definitely one of their catchier songs. For me, this is a song that I like more than a lot of their other radio hits. I don't know, I was trying to like, I mean, I can hear the music in my head, but I can't really like explain, you know, the details of like, you know, the guitar and the syncopation and the timing and stuff like that. I don't know, that's just all stuff that Tool is known for. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the stack.
I don't know that we've talked about Tool before, so I didn't sure how you would feel about it. So it's good to know, like, a future reference that it's not exactly your jam.
Yeah, doesn't mean I wouldn't dive deep. Just means, I don't know. I'll dive deep on anything that's not, if it's not country, you know, then I'll dive deep on it, basically.
Excellent.
All right, so we laid out 8 songs. Let's try to put them in an order, I guess, that makes sense. I was thinking, so I had some thoughts earlier about this. I was thinking maybe designing this 8-song stack in a way where it kind of flows with if somebody were to be getting high. So from the first drag of, we'll say, the joint until the playlist is played out, you know?
Yeah, I like that. We'll say the joint.
So it would kind of flow with the feeling, I mean, from what I've heard, from what people have told me about being high, I mean, I wouldn't know personally. You know, I guess it kind of starts in a certain way and it just flows. So I've been told. Okay,
so we got a variety, a plethora, if you will, of genres before us. We have a virtual buffet of musical oddities.
Okay, so picture this.
I'm picturing.
You're sitting in a chair.
I'm sitting in a chair.
You got it reclined. Your feet are up.
I'm reclined, yes.
You have, we'll say, maybe like a joint.
We'll call it a joint.
We'll call it a joint. And you're about to partake. So, you bring the lighter up. And you do what people do, so I've been told, with joints. What starts? What song is the first song? So you're not even high yet. You're about to take your first drag. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're feeling good. You're amped up, ready to transport yourself to a different place. Song number 1.
I mean, I'm probably picking Black Sabbath "Sweet Leaf" because But it's hard to say that now that I see all of the different genres. And if I'm thinking, keeping the campers in mind here, so this is more of like a communal joint, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're trying to create? Okay, so then I'm gonna sneak Sweet Leaf in there. If I'm thinking of everybody's taste, I want to wait maybe a song or two to kind of have that kind of heavy moment.
Well, I had a thought with Sweet Leaf. It kind of like, it feels to me like a song where you're like, you've hit level of, you're baked, you know? That's what I think.
Yeah, for real.
I think that song should come on because it's kind of that feeling of like losing your mind, you know?
Oh yeah, because by the time you get to that solo, I mean, that solo at the end is just like breakneck madness in a great way, where it could be kind of a little bit more thrilling if you aren't used to, for one, partaking, or also heavy metal.
I was thinking, why don't we start with People Under the Stairs, Acid Raindrops?
I like that.
I mean, I think that's like,
it's inviting, like man.
It's inviting, it's setting a pleasant tone, you know, it's
friendly vibe, man.
Yeah, ride the rainbow right up, you know, and then once you get up there, then we're gonna fuck with you.
What is it? Snuck in to ride the rainbow, boy. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Acid Raindrops at number 1.
Yeah, man.
2.
Alright, so now we gotta start, like, kicking it, you know, kicking in a little bit here.
Ooh, you know what? I would say Surf's Up, buddy. Let's go Eddie. I like your number 2 at number 2. Because I feel like we're just starting to climb a little bit now.
That kind of stays on the same vibe, I think, too.
So it's, yeah, we're kind of like, we're transitioning a little bit into more, headier space, and the waves are starting to crash in a little bit.
I mean, it's not a rocket to the top, you know.
We're trying to, keep everybody calm and happy here. Now, in the third slot, we could pick it up a little bit, start getting some of these heavier tracks in there.
Yeah, it's starting to kick in pretty good. You've gone back for second and third helpings, you know. You're starting to feel something now. What about going right for a Rush now?
Yeah, take a passage to Bangkok. I'm down with that.
Because that's like, I mean, crazy instrumentals in that song, and so it takes the listener from that like vibe that we were on in song 1 and 2.
Oh yeah.
It really makes you focus and listen and zone out, zone in, you know, to those instruments and everything.
Yes, it amplifies at that point, yeah.
It locks you in.
Now we're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, we're about halfway in.
Oh man, should I be writing these down? Are you writing these down?
I gotcha.
Okay, good. I was like, oh man, this is real loosey-goosey. Okay, so 4 isn't it's not really a sledgehammer, a sledge pipe. Because we're basically building two stacks on top of each other. But we want to build to something, and then we'll kind of reset and build another.
Yeah, I think we should do an 8-song stack here.
So this is new territory for me. I don't know that I've done this in a while.
Alright, campers, let's do this. We're at track 4. I think I'm ready for some Sweet Leaf, honestly, because we're at track 4. We started, you know, like, we were having fun, we were laughing, you know, things started getting serious, and now it's like, alright, let's really get nasty here. Let's do this. Did you come to play or what? Alright, track 4, Sweet Leaf. Alright, now we're getting somewhere.
So maybe then...
I mean, we gotta lighten it up a little bit now after that, like...
Yeah, I was gonna say either Mota or Too High for the Supermarket would be a good kind of...
Ooh, Too High.
Palate cleanser. I almost wanted, like, sit on that, because it sat really nice at the back end.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, but I wouldn't mind closing a stack with that, because it's a great vibe on 420 to leave with something musically catchy and also like a fun story built around it.
Okay.
Now that I've told the ending to the story.
What about Weezer? Because it's kind of like, Weezer is kind of like silly and fun. So like silly and fun after Black Sabbath is kind of like...
Sing-along chorus of Weezer is like built for that. You know, everybody's having a good time and...
Yeah. Okay, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's song 5.
Wait, what's song 5? Oh.
We Are All on Drugs.
Okay.
I guess keep it in the same tone maybe and do The Offspring. I mean, I don't know if you want to throw Tool in that spot, but I think maybe stay on the vibe for a minute. So do track 6, Moda.
Yeah, I think so. The Pot at 7 and Too High for the Supermarket at 8. I think that's a pretty good list, dude.
Going back to, I was doing the, picture this sort of thing. Having Too High for the Supermarket last, kind of makes sense, man. You just smoked a bunch and you're like hungry. You're like, dudes, this party is over. I gotta go to the grocery store.
Yep, I'm writing them down now so that I can remember. This was kind of fun. This is definitely not was not easy to get here. We built this fire out in the middle of nowhere. Took us 2 hours to get here, but
I know.
We have finally arrived.
We were frickin' roaring, ready to go, and then there was like an hour and a half delay.
And now we have the sweet list that the campers can check out if they're interested in exploring a 420 Fstack. Mattastrophic.
You want me to read down the list?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your Mattastrophic Music 420 episode Fstat is track 1, People Under the Stairs, Acid Raindrops. Track 2, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Eddie. Track 3, Rush, A Passage to Bangkok. Track 4, Black Sabbath, Sweet Leaf. Track 5, Weezer, We Are All on Drugs. Track 6, The Offspring, Mota. Track 7, Tool, The Pot. And closing out your 420 Fstack, track 8, The Uninvited, Too High for the Supermarket.
It's positively cosmic, dude.
Positively cosmic.
Positively cosmic. Okay, thanks for joining us, campers. Coming up next week will be our very first official Volume 1 Classic Mode episode. Are you ready for this? It is Incubus.
Woo!
So, I hope you're
Hell
ready
yeah.
to join us as we build ourselves an Incubus stack.
Until then, my friends.
Until then,
Ciao!
bye.